All right, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. So Arc Raiders dropped their 1.13 update here titled Headwinds, and with that, we have a lot of changes. Apparently, it was supposed to be more of a small to medium-sized update, but they did change a lot. From the Sandwalker set, now we have a solo versus squads mode, a permanent game mode for Buried City titled Bird City, which is Bird City, Buried City. Well, I guess whatever. A lot of birds, nest, a lot of things going on in the map that we need to check out. Also, a lot of quality of life changes in the game, and in addition to the anti-cheat, a lot of things we got to look into. We're going to jump into it, see what they got going on. That solo versus squad sounds crazy because I just don't understand how that's even going to work. I know they're giving you like a 20% XP bonus, but you already know if you played squads in Arc Raiders, it's almost guaranteed a PvP environment. And I don't know how with the movement and the mechanics in this game, unless you're like some sort of demon, you're going to be able to take out and wipe out full squads on your own. But either way, we'll see. We got to check out this 1.13 update titled Headwinds right now in the game. Let's go into it and make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now let's check out this brand new update.
Tell me what happened from the beginning.
Okay, look, Buried City in the library said we're just going in and out, right?
Oh, it's never just in and out with you lot.
Always ready for action, right?
But someone's still got the drop on you.
Look, we thought there was no way it could be just one raider.
Go on.
Looks like he was always one step ahead of us.
More guns don't always win.
Not if he runs away, they don't.
Wouldn't have got very far.
What do you mean?
The ice melts. We adapt.
Thing is, he was probably hunting for sport. And how do you adapt to someone like that?
All right, here we are inside of the lobby after the brand new 1.13 Headwinds update inside of Arc Raiders. So the first thing you're going to notice right away off the gate is right here. We have a solo versus a squads mode, which I think it's crazy. All I know is that right off the gate, if you jump into solo versus squads, whether you win or lose, you're going to get a 20% XP boost to your final, score at the end of every match. So if you manage to run into, which I don't know how often you guys are going to be able to do so, run into friendly squads, then you're going to get a lot of XP off of those raids. But I don't know. I'm not that optimistic because I've been into squads and, full squads, and it's almost a guaranteed PvP match. So unless you're a demon like that and you can move and you can wipe out squads left and right, I'm going to actually be paying close attention to streamers and whoever is playing to see who actually jumps in and checks this out. All right, the second thing we're going to check on out right now is if we head on over here to the Raider tab, you're going to see we have a brand new project. And if you head on over, you have your typical expedition, which I'm currently 5 out of 6 because I missed the first one. I was almost close, but I didn't have enough time to complete it. So I kind of have a head start for the new one that takes place in about 28 days. And right here, you're going to see it. It's called Trophy Display. Let me move my camera for 1 second. And as you can see right here, we have a brand new project titled Trophy Display. Use ARC parts to build a display of your hunting trophies in order to not so subtly shut down anyone who questions the bold tales of your top side adventures. If you click on this, and you're going to see right here on the left-hand side, there are 5 stages. The first one, you have to collect these items, I guess. 3 rusted bolts, 15 pop triggers, 15 tick pods, and 5 surveyor vaults. And then these are your rewards. And from my understanding, you're going to be able to customize this trophy case right here on the right-hand side. Right now, as you can see, it is pretty empty. But as you progress through the match, as you can see here, use ARC parts to build a display of your hunting trophies. So, and then these are some of the rewards you get. So you get an Howl emote, you get a Jupiter sniper rifle, which is a legendary. You get the acoustic guitar now, which I believe now you can also purchase, if I'm not mistaken, from the traders. We'll see in a bit, but I know now the quest is officially over. So if you were trying to do that hidden Easter egg to get the acoustic guitar, Now you could just buy it or earn it through, you know, this project here. And then you also do get an energy clip and 300,000 coins. Look at that. So here we have it, our first project, or our first brand new project, titled Trophy Display. All right, now that we're back in the main lobby, from what I was reading, I'm not quite sure if these are tied to the new quest, but there are a total of 7 new quests that as you progress through them, you're gonna get 5 more quests that get unlocked, so a total of like 12. And I'm not quite sure. I see these yellow indicators here. These may be ones I'm currently working on.
That
Not
deforested
necessarily
by the
sure.
blue gate.
All right, interrupting the video. Not necessarily sure if those 2 new quests that I'm seeing here are part of the new ones, or I have to work my way up to the ones that have been added. We'll eventually figure those out, but I know there are a total of 7 new quests that were added, and that 5 more get unlocked by completing those 7. All right, so now if you're into blueprints and augments, right now they just also released the looting MK3, which I believe is probably one of the most sought after, you know, augments in the game. Reason being is because they call it the safekeeper. Now what they've done is that you can put any item inside of one of your safe pockets. So before, like, let's say if you found a gun that you really wanted to keep, unfortunately you weren't able to put it in your safe pocket. Now you can. It's gonna take up another slot. I'm not sure quite how many is gonna take from your backpack, but at least you do get finally the ability to put any guns that you do find. Let's say you find one that you really want to keep, into that safe pocket, and you could bring it back with you to Speranza. So that's the looting MK3. If you notice, we currently have in the augment sections, this is the MK2. So with the MK2, what that does is 2 safe pockets, you know, all these, you know, items that you can carry in your backpack. But I think you're going to sacrifice a couple of items in your backpack in order to have the ability to put anything in your safe pocket, meaning a gun. So let's say if you found a Renegade 1, or you found a Torrente, or any gun that you really wanted, you know, while you were out raiding, you can finally put it in your safe pocket, and that's the MK3, the looting MK3. All right, and they also added the tactical MK3 augment titled Revival, which allows you, number 1, to, you know, restore a bit of health every 5 seconds. And on top of that, you now have a dedicated augment slot for your defibrillator, and it's also actually unlimited the times you can use it, and you're never gonna lose it. So right here, one of these augmented slots, for example, you're gonna be able to keep a defibrillator. And once again, just with the tactical and with the looting MK2, I think these are only available through blueprints. So you're gonna have to go out there, raid, and get yourself these blueprints. I'm definitely gonna be looking for that looting MK3. All right, and as I mentioned in the intro of the video, if you head on over here, you're gonna see Buried City. Now every 8 hours, and it looks like it's not live as of yet. You know how you have your night raids and you have these like limited time modes? They're gonna have now, is called Bird City, and they're gonna be these nests around on the rooftops. I believe there's gonna be maybe some trinkets in there, so you're gonna go around and search. So apparently the birds have taken over Buried City, and now it's called Bird City, and it's gonna be a permanent mode, and you're gonna want to go and scavenge and run around and raid and check out all these bird nests, because you never know what to find. Rumors are there's some trinkets and some pretty good things, items that you're gonna want to get from there. So keep an eye out for that. As of right now, as I can see here, it's not live, so every 8 hours, if I'm not mistaken, in rotation. All right, and if we head on over here to the store, this is something I actually was looking forward to. It's called the Sandwalker set for 1,300 of your Raider tokens, which I'm gonna buy right now because I have 3,150. I'm gonna purchase the bundle right away. Here we go, done. And with this, you have your boo emote. Check it out one more time. So if you want to scare, actually didn't do the sound this time. So you want to scare someone and you want to be in the corner, you can use the boo emote, which is pretty funny, especially if you're playing like friendlies or any, you know, you're like, don't shoot. You can hit them with one of these and just scare them. You also do get this blue forehead paint. I don't know. I don't know why you would want, but hey, if somehow you make it match with your outfit, maybe you have a gas mask, a blue painted face, it might look pretty cool. But yeah, you also get a blue forehead paint. But this is what we're actually all want to get right here. This is the Sandwalker outfit. Check that out. I think they did a great job with this. This is probably, if not hands down, besides the Red Rider one, this one that I'm currently using, this one. Let me see if it does the boo. Hold on. Yeah, it does the sound effect. Besides this outfit, hands down, top 2 favorite ones right now. We're gonna equip it right away. And as you can see here, you have 2 options. You can take the bag off or on. The 3 colorways. So you have your blue colorway here with the number 5 on your left thigh right there. Then you have the beige one with the number 2. And then you have a black one with the number 7. I like this one. So we're gonna stay with that one. So same thing. You keep the bag on or off. And then gas mask off. Kind of look like Batman there. Back on. You take the goggles off. And actually, that looks pretty dope without the goggles as well. So I'll be running different variants. So look at that. If you want to run it without the gas mask or the goggles. And then you can take the radio off or on. So if you want to run around looking all bulky. And then the scarf. You can take the scarf off. So actually, that look is pretty clean too right there. So you can take that off. For example, you can take the gas mask off. You can take the goggles off. And you can just keep the scarf on. So I think they did a great job here with this outfit here. We're going to be running this one for sure. Then of course you do have the I'm gonna load that in right away. Perfect. And then appearance wise, like I said, you for whatever reason want to run a blue forehead, be my guest, is part of the bundle. But that's what it is right here. We got the Sandwalker set, hands down one of my favorite sets so far. Check this out. Zoom in real quick. I'm running the, let me see, let me go back to my radar. I'm running the black outfit. I think they did a great job with this. Part of the brand new update. Thumbs up. And we already got it in the shop. Also, something I do want to get to, some little quality of life updates they did here. There's this matchmaking delay here that you can see here. Let me move my camera. So right there, streaming matchmaking delay. This is great for, you know, anyone that streams. I stream myself, but I don't have hundreds of followers or viewers like that. But if you are one of those top tier streamers, or you're up there and you get stream sniped a lot, this is going to definitely be an option you're going to want to click up and help, you know, it's going to help you out a lot. So keep that in mind. Go to your settings, streaming matchmaking delay, and click that on. So basically this feature will result in longer queue times. You know, people tend to try to time, all right, he's going into the map, all right, let's press play at the same time and we'll land and we'll spawn at the same time on the map. So it should help on. Another thing they did change here as well, if you head on over here to your friends tab, you're going to notice here open party. This allows party members, you know, your friends, to join your party at any moment. So let's say you're in the middle of a match, you're in the middle of a game, you're moving around, your friends can join. So for example, here I got my cousin Cisco, my other cuz right there, and Dizzy G. If they want to jump on in, boom, open party, they can join in. And they can change party settings too, because they're friends. So if they want to invite someone else as well while, you know, they're in the lobby, they can do so. So you can toggle this on and off. Keep that in mind. But like I said, this update has a lot of changes. Another thing, me personally, I'm a mouse and keyboard player. I know a lot of people are. Now you can enable mouse smoothing. Mouse smoothing improves the feel of lower resolution mice. If you have a high resolution gaming mouse, you might want to turn it off, which I do. So we're going to turn that off because I do have a pretty a high velocity, or whatever you want to call it, resolution mouse. I run this, I think, at 1600 DPI, and I have to lower the sensitivity. But yeah, just keep that in mind. And let's say you don't have, you know, an expensive mouse or a gaming mouse or anything like that, and you just have a regular mouse, you're gonna probably want to enable the mouse smoothing. So check that out in your settings. All right, there were also some bug fixes in Stella Montis where, you know, there was a glitch where people were getting stuck. There was also some wall hacks where people were finding ways to like go behind a wall and then just shoot unlimited any player behind a wall. They fixed a lot of that. There was also something with a bastion spawning out of, you know, of the map and being able to hit you through walls. stuff I haven't experienced. Mind you, I haven't really played Stellamantis like that, but I know a lot of people that do have complained about it. So those fixes have come through. So that's definitely something, you know, to look forward to, especially if you tend to spawn into Stellamantis a lot. In addition, those night raids are much darker now. So apparently there were a lot of lamps. I've never done a night raid in Stellamantis, but there were a lot of lamps in Stellamantis. Now they've turned most of them off. So you're going to rely on your flashlight a lot, I guess. Just when I thought that map couldn't get any crazier, now they just pretty much made it darker. And yeah, now you're gonna have to keep your head on a swivel because you got the shredder, and then that tends to be a big PvP map. So I don't know, it's gonna make it quite interesting. All right, two more things. They reduced the fire rate for the Kettle, the Beretta, and the Venator, or the Venator. I don't know, however you want to pronounce it. Those three guns, so just keep that in mind. You might want to test that out in game to see if it does have an effect, you know, on your overall gameplay. But they have reduced the fire rate. And last but not least, probably one of the biggest fixes, or I'm assuming they fixed it, and they added now, is the anti-cheat. So now they have 3 strikes and you're out. First strike, 30-day suspension. And the next strike, a 60-day suspension. And the third one, you just, for, you know, if you consistently cheat, you're just going to be permanently banned from the game. So that's actually a great news, because I don't think I've personally experienced any cheaters. Who knows? But for the I've seen a lot of clips online on YouTube of people getting cheated, people, you know, aim hacking, shooting through walls, doing crazy stuff. Unfortunately, that's just, I don't know why we have to go through these type of things in all these games, from, you know, from Apex to Warzone to I just don't understand why people cheat. I really don't. Is it bragging rights? So you're gonna tell your friends, look, I got 100 kills when you really didn't? I don't know, man. I don't even want to get into it. The point being is, man, if you're a cheater in any of these games, just, I don't know. I don't know what to say, and I don't want to get banned on YouTube for what I would like to say. But nonetheless, they're clamoring down on cheaters. 3 strikes, like I said, 30-day suspension, 60-day suspension, and then a permanent suspension from the game. So these are most of the updates here inside of Arc Raiders. All right, so there you have it, guys. Like I stated, there are a lot of updates, a lot of changes. I probably missed a few inside of the game, but I think I covered, for the most part, the main ones, the ones that people were probably looking forward to. There are other little quality of life fixes I think they've been, you know, making fixes on throughout the game. But either way, we're here. Headwinds, the update is officially out. I'm about to jump into the game, get some, you know, get some raids in, get some loot or goop, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna keep it going here. Let me know your thoughts on the game so far with the update. What are what are your overall thoughts? Do you think it's a W, or could they have done more? I don't know. I think, once again, for like a mid update, they did a lot of good changes, and I think in February we have a pretty big update coming up, so we're going to look forward to those. But with that being said, we have the Headwinds update here inside of Arc Raiders. You already know what it is. Ayo Ray, please hit that subscribe button, follow for more content, and you also know when I go live. And I'll see you guys in the comments. Peace.